Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Captain's Draft 3.0. We're here at the tail end of the event. We've only got 2 series left. A lower bracket best of 3 coming up shortly, and then tomorrow, the epic best of 5 grand finals. The winner of today's series has EG already waiting. A tough matchup ahead. So we've got Alliance versus Vega. Purge and Suns fan, welcome back to the couch. Can you guys believe Captain's Draft is almost done?
I can't believe it, Zyuri. I also can't believe how great your shirt is today.
Look how cute Earthshaker is. He's going to get the blink dagger, and he's gonna make some plays from space.
What is an Earthshaker? I thought it was isn't there an Ursa one that's very similar? With like an
know.
Ursa loving a blink dagger?
There's a
maybe.
There's Ursa one. I've only seen the Earthshaker one, but
Why are we talking about when you're sure when we could be talking about your fucking tights? I don't know.
Because that's normal. That's the problem.
I also have I'm checked out in Dota gear today. I've got my int treads on, so
Yeah, that looks
I'm a full
great.
sellout for We Love Fine. Sorry,
the only
guys.
thing they're missing is underwear, and we could just cover our bodies
Well,
with entire
You
Dota.
don't
It's
know-
true.
I mean, have we checked his underwear?
I don't. He'd have to make some custom pieces.
So how about Alliance versus Vega, guys? That's going to be a good matchup, huh?
Should be great.
Yeah, it'll be really good. Vega has consistently shown that they're one of the best EU teams. Maybe they falter a tournament here or there, but they have some really good showings, and I think they have fantastic players as well. They haven't roster swapped in forever, which is amazing considering how they did at TI. They stuck with their team, and they've had some really good performances. They had some trouble yesterday. I think Solo had a lot of issues on Visage, I think, one game. But it might have just been the heroes.
And I think no one had like one of the only bad performances he's had the entire tournament. Because every other game, it feels like he just takes over. He goes like the ultra mobility with like whether it's Tiny or whatever hero you're talking about.
Yeah.
Blink, Shadow Blade, Force Staff in some situations.
This is
and,
Clink's game, right?
the Clinks game. Oh, that's true. He didn't play that. You don't go Shadow Blade on Clinks. But every
You
other.
went Shadowblade and Clinks?
No.
No.
I was just mentioning that he's been going Shadowblade a lot.
Okay,
on
that's
the
why
hero.
it's...
Yeah.
But don't you think that would make it good? Because he normally plays Shadowblade playstyle, so surely in Viz Heroes he knows
Yeah,
how
he
to
doesn't
do,
have
right?
to buy it. It's built in.
But we've seen Clinks falter a lot in this tournament. I feel like it was kind of good occasionally at first, but now almost every Clinks game just doesn't go well. They just don't get the ganks off in the mid game. He went for the Orchid build, which was kind of okay. And
Well, that game, it was really not good because the LC was on the other team. They had a way to deal with it.
yeah,
Press the attack, cleanses that silence off right away.
yeah. So they've had some trouble, but they've had really good performances in a lot of the other games. So I could see them taking it to Alliance.
I mean, who are you guys favoring here? Yesterday, when we wrapped up the stream, we went through predictions, myself, Mott, and Grant. I was the only one that said Alliance would win. I said 55-45, 3 games, but I think Alliance is going to squeak it out. The other 2 panelists were both in favor of Vega.
I think it'll be really close also, but I would. It's hard to make a call here. I would think that Vega has a slightly higher chance to win. I think I'm going to agree with them over you, but
I'm going to say Alliance. So
Thank
the
you,
way I
Suns
look at this is, generally speaking, right now, I think Alliance is better than Vega, just as a team. It doesn't mean they're better in Captain's Draft by any means, but they got 2-0'd by Vega. You think that they can win 4 out of 5 games? Like, that's where I feel like no team can beat Alliance that many games out of that. Like, 4 out of 5 games, it just seems a difficult task.
yeah, but it's a different best of 3. You're like on a different
Well,
day.
true.
It's a different draft.
Well, and then they had some excuses, of course, with Loda being sick and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually valid or not, but I mean, it. Just generally speaking, I have a hard time believing that somebody's going to beat Alliance twice in a row. Honestly,
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, this is the team that crushed EG, right? Of course, it's captain's mode, so we have to separate those to some degree. But
yeah, I don't know, man.
they're having a hard time.
No, this sounds eerily similar to that roulette thing. You know, oh, I hit red 8 times in a row. I better go all in on black.
Yeah.
You know, they're independent. It's not exactly the same, but I don't know if you can look back at that series that was, what was it, a week ago now? Something like that, and say, there's no way that Alliance could lose that many games to one team.
And Captain's
I just don't
Draft
buy
is
the
it's
argument.
too random. Like you're on different days. You have time to think about it. You have more picking information, more drafting information. Like just because I just don't like the 4 out of 5. The idea of that. It's a different day. It's different drafts. Captain's Draft is kind of random in that way. The lanes can go completely differently. It comes down to ping as well. Like
well, it's not as bad as like the East or the Western teams, as in the U.S. versus EU or anything
that's
like
true,
that.
but I assume they are going to play Lux, which naturally is going to favor Alliance slightly more.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is if you can somehow shut down, you don't even necessarily have to shut down no one, but if he picks a hero that maybe doesn't snowball as hard, like Clinks is a snowballing hero, but the fact that he went Orchid kind of, honestly, if you look back now, it's like that was not a good choice that game.
Yeah, and Clinks doesn't really control ganks very well. He more has to be in the right position during daytime in a lot of cases, and he has to be able to attack them like 5 times. So it's not as simple as grabbing like a haste rune on a Queen of Pain and playing really well. It's a little bit easier to predict and to play against, I feel, to play against Clinks.
Right. And one of the differences also is we've seen a lot more of Alliance because they've been trekking through the lower bracket this entire tournament, and Vega has just gone through the upper bracket. And that first series against Alliance didn't really give us too much intel because they were super quick, one-sided games. The player that I think Vega may need to ban around or be conscious of in the pools is EGM. We've seen him have a really big impact in pretty much every game, whether it's Earthshaker, Abaddon, Treant Protector. We saw a great Spirit Breaker. Not that you can completely ban around one player, but I think they need to be really cautious about those supports that can keep carries alive. You know, I'm thinking of some of those Slark games where Loda just went completely ham, and he played well, but EGM being there to back him up with Aphotic Shields, Living Armors, really made a big difference.
That's a good point, but I feel with the Captain's Draft mode, it's hard to play against that, basically, because you ban the 3 OP heroes, and then you get in the drafting stage, and unless you pick those defensive supports, they're going to get them.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's enough in the pool, or enough cores or supports that can transition to it, that you can make any support work, really.
All right, well, let's see. We've got a draft underway for game number 1. This is a best of 3, folks. Lower bracket loser of this series is going home.
And I think something to also add to all that is the fact that Vega and Alliance have made it to the lower bracket finals means that they're dynamic and deep enough that even if you ban certain heroes, they can still beat the shit out of you.
What?
Can you explain what you mean by beat the shit?
You want to elaborate?
The fact that they made it this far, I mean, you can't really come this far with it being fluke because the draft is different every single time. So you have to be able to play a variety of heroes.
Okay, so you're saying any team that has made it to the top 3 of Captain's Draft has a pretty high degree of versatility.
I think absolutely.
I think that's a fair
definitely
assessment.
the case.
Well, Shannon, there is a Centaur in the pool, so look out.
I'm turning off on this hero, man. I feel so sad.
What, really, why?
It just hasn't been very good in any of the games. Like, I still stand by what I said, the fact that I think he's only good as like the one, but as a temporary one. Does that make sense? Like, you don't obviously want him farming the whole game.
You have to transition. You have to find a way to get his Blink Dagger and then rotate your lanes to make space for someone else.
It's like, it has to be like the right lineup.
It's a hard niche
very
strategy.
Situational, and it's unfortunate because I think he's a very fun hero to watch. He makes the games much more exciting.
Now, there are a few things that stand out to me here. Chen and Bat Rider both making it through the pool, and there it is. First pick right away from Vega. Alliance probably hoping that they could snag it, but alas, they did not have first pick. Do you think they'll grab the Bat Rider straight away here?
S4 Bat? Is that what we're thinking?
Quite possibly. I mean, a Bulldog Bat could work as well.
Yeah, I kind of like Bat against push lineups, and Chen obviously is a push lineup, so you can grab somebody out of position and kind of just kill that push. But there's a lot of heroes that are synergized well with Chen, so it's going to be a little scary. They get some counter push here. Firefly will be good for that if you're set up. Rubik as well is quite good at anti-push. Not just for the AoE, but also the minus damage that you do really helps out.
Yeah. Very strong opener for both sides.
What do you think about Elder Titan against push? Is it a good hero?
It's not very good, I don't think, because the Spirit doesn't do really enough damage. It's more of like a medium to low damage skill, and also...
I didn't mean for clearing waves, though. Like, if they're trying to defend high ground.
That was my argument,
the ult is okay for holding high ground, but the problem with the ult is you need some kind of a setup. Most teams will know that there's an Elder Titan. You sort of play around it like you would an Earthshaker, except his is much easier to dodge than an Echo Slam.
Yeah, and while he can obviously defend high ground pretty well with his stomp and his ultimate, like, you still need to delay those tower pushes in the early game. Elder Titan might come on too late, for example.
Oh, mama. Vega going heavy on the push. The Goat and the Dragon.
Yeah, those are all great at it. Diabolic Edict on Leshrac is great for taking towers. Jakiro lowers attack speed of towers.
Do you think Alliance should consider a deny pick with the Juggernaut here? I feel like that's like the carry that could really make this draft for Vega come into
It would be really
fruition.
good, but
They could also just get
awful
Drow
versus
even.
Chen,
Yeah, that's...
because your Omni Slash won't kill his
I
creeps,
mean, like,
right?
what if Vega take... No.
I mean, if you look at the hero pool, there's still plenty of heroes that actually are good at pushing other than Jug. You have Drow, technically speaking. You have even CK is an amazing pusher. Obviously, the ult has a really long
If this
cooldown now.
Jakiro's in the off lane, they could take Dazzle Jug, and that is an incredible 5-man lineup. Huge sustainability, a lot of healing, no Ancient Apparition to counter it. I think Alliance might need to deny a few of those.
I feel like Alliance is going to go for a Brewmaster, because one counter to pushing is team fight. That way, even if they're a little bit behind in terms of gold advantage, they'll have heroes that are going to be able to get extra value through team fight.
So does that mean Bulldog plays Bat Rider in that case, and S4 plays Brew?
I think so.
course, we talked about the Slark as well. I don't know how good that is this game, but
Wonder if it's worth it to do Potom as well for their second support. I don't know if they do Potom's secondary support.
And the arrow
It's usually
one-shots
EGM.
Chen creeps, right?
Yes, it
Even if he
does.
has them taken over. So that's actually really good against Chen.
But then it would have to be Ake playing it, and I feel like Ake usually doesn't play Potom. The rare times they've done Potom, I feel like it would have been EGM. So I'm not sure if that's really a solution. I don't think a core
I think
Potom would be good either.
for
so-
support, I think you have to go Dazzle.
For Alliance?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the supports, you don't want Lich because he
Yeah.
pushes back the wave, right?
And I really think you want to deny it too. Dazzle is really good in pushing lineups. His sustainability is amazing.
Yeah, they would prefer to have their opponents not have Dazzle over them have Dazzle, in my opinion.
There. So
But they
Brewmaster
will grab
Dazzle.
it.
Yeah. I think those are
Vega Squadron's
top
turn
picks for
to
Alliance
pick.
here.
It's a survivable support that covers his allies, and it's very common for Alliance to do that draft. So almost for sure we S4 Dazzle and EGM Rubik.
And I like Dazzle with Brewmaster. Sometimes if you can keep him alive just long enough to get the split off, there's a nice little bit of synergy there.
That's very true. And
Kind of like Dazzle Alchemist.
And even Shadow Wave on the Brewmaster splits are good because he's always going to have 2 in melee range.
Yeah,
so
that's a great
it's not
point.
terrible. I'm not completely sold on it, but I think it's all right. It'll at least help in their laning stage a lot. Dazzle gives a lot of value there. And if they win their lanes more than they should, then that's going to make those first couple pushes that Vega do a lot less powerful. And Dazzle with a fast TP as well could really cover against those early Chen ganks.
Well, there's the offlaner, so it looks like it will be a support Jakiro.
I kind of agree with your Juggernaut assessment.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I agree. It has to be a Jug, right? Surely.
It could be a
Or Drow.
Drow. They've got a lot of ranged heroes. Will be good for the 5-man, but the healing ward from Jug.
Oh, the
is
problem with
great.
Drow is they have catch with Bat Rider and
Yeah.
to some degree Brew.
Jug feels a lot more safe.
I'm wondering if they'll even... Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So they do grab the Chaos Knife. They needed something that has a disable. I was thinking there that they would maybe do Wraith King because with Jakiro Leshrac, they don't really have anything that sets up until the Yules. But now with Chaos Knight, they can initiate constantly as soon as they each get 2.
10
So
seconds remaining.
the Chaos Knight, I think, is going to be
5
really good for the
seconds
lane.
remaining.
They can lock down Brewmaster. They can set up chain stuns and
Oh.
All right,
a
so
Slark pick.
the Lotus
too,
Slark
yeah.
again.
It'll counter all the stuns that that the Dire team picked here, that Vega picked. And he can potentially pick off some of the supports, whether that's going to be Chen or Jakiro or even Chaos Knight. He can deal with the illusions fairly okay. Like against semi-stun heavy lineups, Slark's all right.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering. So this feels like an okay game to deal with Chaos Knight. You've got Bat Rider who has some AoE. You've got Dazzle who can at least reset if somebody gets caught with the full rotation of a stun, Reality
Yeah.
Rift into Phantasm.
And Slark plus Dazzle is really good too, just because he can play extra aggressive, and Slark can already get away with a lot of stuff. So I feel like it'll work pretty solid there.
So what do you think? Overall analysis of the draft, who's got it?
I think the Vega draft obviously comes together better.
I
Would
have
you
to
agree?
agree. I mean, I favor push strats big time in Captain's Draft.
Yeah.
I would favor
5
push strats in
seconds
Captain's
remaining.
mode as well, so that doesn't really mean anything.
What do you think?
I still think this Alliance draft has a lot of potential. I think the ease of execution disadvantage goes to Alliance. I think it's going to be harder for them to make it happen, but if the Brew splits are on point, if Bulldog plays a good Bat Rider, I think Alliance can take control early and maintain
I
it.
agree. I think they have the tools, but I think Vega's draft
There's
is
a
easier to
smaller
execute.
better and
well, there's
easier.
also a
Yes.
smaller window for Vega too, right?
Yeah.
The push strat.
All right, well, we'll see. Game number 1 underway here, folks. We're going to hand it over to our casters, Mott and Grant. Take it away.
Thanks, Sayori. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into PIA Captain's Draft 3.0, presented by Dota Cinema and moonducktv. We are here in our lower bracket final, a best-of-3 series between 2 amazing European teams, one from Sweden, one from the CIS region of Europe, and of course, well, it's going to be amazing. This is Mott as well as Grant. Grant joining you today for the cast. And Grant, well, let's talk about the draft. Who do you favor here as we jump into this first game?
They said they like Vega. I like the pushing lineup, which it is. It's really strong, but you're picking into a Bat Rider and a Brewmaster, so their team fight's just going to be, I mean, if they get early blinks and they just start running over the Chen or the
Yeah.
Leshrac, it could be a lot of trouble for Alliance. But overall, I think both teams got a draft they want, and no one got stuck with, like, a bad hero.
Yeah.
So I think they're both happy with it.
I feel like for Alliance, it really just comes down to like exactly what you talked about. You just get a blink dagger, and all of a sudden the game feels like it's over. Because at that point, you're just fighting into number 1, Brewmaster split, and number 2, Bat Rider Lasso. But we're going to have to take a second here as we have a pause, and with that, we will throw it back to the couch. Take it away, Zyori.
So, folks, unfortunately, there is a known bug here. We had to have a remake for this game, and the game will not be showing up on the ticket here. If you're friends with somebody who is in the game, you can spectate it, but it is not on the ticket. We're aware of the bug. We've had this issue before. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do with it. It is an issue with Reborn. So, future games will be on the ticket. Mott, back to you.
Well, that just seems to be Reborn issues.
Damn you, Reborn.
Honestly, it's just like we've been through this like a million times with a million different bugs, but things like this continue to happen.
Yep. And I'm looking at the starting items, and we actually have boots first on the Jakiro. I mean, Chen obviously buys everything, but I'm not really sure what getting boots first on the Jakiro necessarily accomplishes, knowing he doesn't have that level 1 kind of stun thing.
Yeah, he's going to lack a little bit of regen. I guess he's just going to get tranquils fast. I guess move speed is really important when you're trying to chase down a liquid fire to hero. I mean, that seems like it'd be okay. I guess he could like gank mid with the help of no one getting a split earth or something.
Yep, that's true.
I mean, he'll probably get dual breath because of it too. He's just like, all right, I'll slow you down. We'll find an easy pickup and just get a gank. But I feel like that's really the only reason why he goes for boots first.
Yeah,
it might be trouble.
Yeah, we see the Radiant actually not warding any jungle for Solo, so Solo will have free reign wherever he wants to go, which is always nice as a Chen.
Yeah, so this is the trade-off, right? You have a lot of aggressive early game heroes for Alliance, and they can get into the jungle if they want to, but Solo should be just fine getting plenty of last hits. No one will ferry out, I believe, what is a couple of fairy fires, actually. He's already got his wand, unsurprisingly, up against S4. This is an interesting matchup. He's going to hit up the split earth. He'll do a little bit of right-click damage as well, so S4 will take some hits, and he's going to back away. He has to use a tango. He's going to get his bottle already, though, as he didn't really go for anything. He got 2 shared tangos, and I think a GG branch. Down bottom, there's the telekinesis. The pounce is up onto Mag as well. A couple more right-clicks should do the job here. You might actually survive. He got a couple of stout shields to proc, so that's going to keep him safe and sound here in this bottom lane.
And this is going to be a rough lane, even though it's a dual lane for the clockwork, and he's not going to find much unless he does some power cogs blocking, get the creeps into his fountain.
He's already walking back up, and I feel like this is trouble. Meanwhile, there's a wraparound gank on top lane. Solo. Bulldog might be caught out. There's going to be the stun, the Chaos Bolt. They come through with a shockwave. They get the clap off to slow him down, but still Bulldog's living on 100 HP. He's going to salve up the liquid fire. Will cancel it up. Now the Reality Earth will go. The extra damage from that, and they get the first blood. Solo getting the last hit. And that is just a great rotation. You have to expect that when you don't have vision in the jungle or around the river when Solo just smokes up.
Yep, all they have is that one right above the rune spot, so if he goes around to the pole camp, then they'll just never see him.
Yeah, that was just an easy gank. And, well, Mag actually did take a lot of damage here bottom. And, well, he's going to have to walk all the way back home. At least he doesn't feed away first blood. But the trade-off is that they're getting plenty of experience. They're going to get plenty of experience, I think, for Bulldog as well as Ake. And Mag's just not going to get much. Solo was looking for the top rune at 2 minutes in. And it looks like it's going to be given to S4. It's an arcane rune. Wow, that is going to be pretty damn spammable. The amount of sticky napalm stacks you're going to see on no one is going to be ridiculous. So that's a little bit crazy.
Yep, if it's like level 4 at that, it's going to be such an easy, just sticky napalm. He'll finally skill the Firefly, and he'll just be able to dive no one.
Dude, no one's going to be like, are you joking me right now? You serious? That's an arcane rune on that hero? I mean, I guess it's better than a double damage or haste when you think about it, but still.
Exactly.
Or worse, but...
Yeah, look at how aggressive S4 is playing. This is just such a rough matchup for the Last Dragon till Chen ganks for him.
No one. A turn radius for the GOAT without boots. He's going to have his, I think, bottle ferried out. No, he's going to go boots first, which makes a little bit more sense, considering the danger of the Firefly dive. And the boots are done for S4 as well. So looking at the last hits, it's 11 coming out for S4, 11 for Loda, 13 last hits up in the top lane for Pasha, plus the assists, which gets him up to a pretty good start here. Again, we'll have to keep tabs on bottom lane as Mag. This is a lane that is going to go horribly for him. He's going to die. I would be shocked if he didn't die at least once in this lane, because it is, although it's a dual lane, it's a very strong dual lane. Mag will go toe-to-toe with EGM. He'll get pushed back, but he's actually doing pretty well, all things considered, on this clockwork, Grant.
Yeah, he is, and I'm surprised Loda actually went for the 1-1-1 build early. I'm surprised he didn't just go for the 2 in Dark Pact for the burst, and
Right.
they might have been able to bring him down when he got tossed back.
He wants that essence shift, so we'll see how actually handy that comes in. Mid lane, there is a smoke up coming out from Solo. It looks like Sioma was actually spotted out at that top rune spot. Ake is going to be in here mid, so they're going to try to catch him. They're looking for the Lightning Storm. They'll get off the slow. The Ice Path will just connect the Hellbear Smash Thunderclap. They missed the Split Earth. He's not going to have Grave. He does get off the Shadow Wave, but it will not do nearly enough. And, of course, he will fall in the end, as Solo will pick up another kill. And this is the early game start they needed. They have good team fight. They have good pushing presence. And if they can get an early mech coming up from Solo, it would be great. But S4 will chase him down. Solo is maybe going to get caught. Now there's going to be a test of faith coming through. They're looking for the Ice Path. They're going to find it. They've got no mana for the Hellbear Smash Thunderclap, but S4's pretty damn low. Double damage rune's going to come out. Simo was going to get in. He might turn around, but he doesn't have the turn radius. He actually gets stunned by the Centaur Conqueror. If Simo could get off another Liquid Fire, that might have been the death of S4, but he'll be okay. Still a lot of action here early on to this game.
Yeah, there is. And Chen, right after they got the kill on Dazzle, he just went into the Radiant jungle and stole some creeps from the Bat Rider, actually, which probably would have gave him level 6. And now his 4 falls a little bit behind, which is super helpful for no one.
I think they have one stack over here as well, which either the Slark or even obviously S4 could take that and get up to an early Blink Dagger, which maybe just jungles really well. So
yeah, Lions definitely needs the blink. They need the Blink Dagger on any of their 3 cores. I think. I don't even think Load will be going if they're going to dive on him.
Meanwhile, bottom Mag might get caught out here. There's going to be the power cogs that block them out. He actually has no TP. He'll buy it here. I don't see him surviving. EGM, he doesn't have telekinesis. Actually, he will. He's going to TP out just fine. Sorry, I spoke too soon. And again, he's absolutely A-okay. TP's back home. But again, he's missing out on a lot of experience, whereas Bulldog, he's now starting to actually just take over in terms of experience. And they'll drop down a ward behind the tower for Vega.
Yep, Iron Talon Panda's so easy to farm, especially when with your passive up. He can always go do that if he wants.
Yeah, he's fine now. I mean, they're going to rotate back in with Sioma. They actually have vision of him, I believe, here at the river. And they're going to scout him out, and Bulldog will smartly back away and just make sure that he gets out in time. So this seems like a rather... Nothing's really going on. I feel like S4 has not gotten that haste rune that would get him up that early kill.
Yeah, it seems like they're just playing smart, and Solo making all the ganks happen. So far, both kills have been because of him, and that's what happens when he plays Chen.
Yeah, he's a good Chen player, and he's showing it already with two kills, actually, not even 2 assists. He's gotten 2 kills. He's up to level 4. The ward is gone, but they're really close to a lot of heroes from Alliance, as they're already up at the top rune spot looking for the 6-bit rune, which no one is going to grab. And then down bottom, Mag's looking for the haste rune. Looks like he might find it as well. EGM gets the telekinesis off, and he's going to try to go for it. He'll deny the haste rune, but Alliance won't be able to grab either. That haste rune would have been amazing for S4, who is up to 1,400 gold, by the way. And it looks like he just might go Brown Boots into Blink Dagger, and I think that's completely fine for S4 this game.
Yeah, it's going to be, especially with the Slark, it'll be so easy to just go down, pick someone off, and they don't have that many stuns besides like the CK and the non-targeted stun by Lesh. It's going to be tough to stop that Bat Rider.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you get a lucky Ice Path, lucky Splitter, like you were talking, but I really don't see that happening. If S4 gets off a good blink, this is going to be a tough time. Again, they are shutting down Bulldog, though. Again, you talked about Iron Talon. He can jungle a little bit effectively. He doesn't have anything other than just the Iron Talon, though, and a Fairy Fire and a Stout Shield. He has no boots. He does have them on the couriers. They'll bring those out. No bottle or anything, so his mana regeneration is a little bit low. And all the meanwhile, Pasha is farming up. He's top of the net worth. Not by much, but he's up there. And is now going to be going for the classic Treads Bracer, probably into a drum. He's going to get his wand as well, but Loda, in the meantime, has picked up a Midas.
Yeah, and that's going to just, I mean, obviously accelerate his farm. You're going to have the Bat Panda take over. Bottom lane Mag is getting gone on.
Yeah, the Dark Pack will go. He's going to get pounced up as well. He has to shift, steal some agility hits, and, well, one more right click, and it's going to be EGM picking up the last hit. Izaki was going to work with his minimal right clicks as well. So they finally get the tri-lane down bottom, and that's what gets them the kill. They couldn't get it done with a dual lane, but with the tri-lane, that's how they bring down Mag on the clockwork.
They finally, it's a better start. I know the last time we saw, I already talked about banning on EGM, and the last time he had Rubik, he was actually 0-10, and it was their loss against Vega.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Already doing better, 1-0.
Good for him, man. And it's EGM has actually had a great tournament. So that one series was just like, I keep saying it's a fluke, but I mean, Vega are doing pretty well right now. They're not getting destroyed. They actually have a huge creep wave top. They use the liquid fire. Solo gets a tower. So Solo is the richest Chen, I feel like, in the face of the planet. He's 900 gold. His arcane boots. He's almost level 6 at this point. This Chen is a big spender. He's got that dollar.
He is there, but I mean, on the other side, Loda's just free farming. With getting that early Midas, he's just gonna accelerate his farm so much, and Bat Panda get a blink, and Loda doesn't even have to like contribute. He can just farm until they actually need him, and there we go. Bat Rider with his blink. Did he pick up a smoke?
He did not. I think he's got to get it though. Once the courier gets back to the base, he's going to have enough money. Of course, smoke is only 50 gold now, so it's really easy. I think he actually has it on the courier, maybe. Yeah, he did. He just picks it up, and so S4 will grab up a Blink Dagger. They're not going to smoke yet. It's not going to be revealed either. There is a ward over here on the top rune spot, but I imagine he's going to maybe take a couple of stacks and maybe wait for another hero or two to come with him. If they can get a kill with Bulldog as well, they'll be in a pretty good spot. He has the boots up. He's a little low on mana and HP, so probably not. He probably wants to go back home.
Yep. Oh, they're bottling them up. S4 is. So they do want to gank middle, but no one's there.
They're all bottom. And they'll see the rotation. They'll drop the sentry down. Solo nicely done says, okay, well, they had vision, but we're going to push anyways. Good luck stopping this. RCK's farming top lane also, so even if you do stop it, we're still getting free farm. So that's nice. And looks like they might go. Loda, he's going to back away. He doesn't have that much mana left, but he's got the Shadow Dance. S4 Fireflied up. He's looking for maybe a potential lasso. This is a very dangerous potential fight breaking out for either side. They got up the ice path. No one was not in position. Blink forward. Now the blink has been revealed, and it was just a Firefly, the creep wave. The Lightning Storm will go. Ake's getting lower. The Shockwave comes out. Double Shockwave. The double Hadouken, if you will, from the State of Tormentor. They'll back away. Yeah, everybody is rotating bottom now.
Yeah, I think that was smart. You can't, this Bat Rider cannot blink into, any of these heroes because with Chen creeps, he'll just die without a Force Staff. He'll literally just blow up if he tries to lasso anyone. So instead, they just stop the push and waste Vega's time.
They still don't have 6 yet for Mag, which I think is really important. I think Bulldog has gotten 6 now, but just barely. So experience-wise, it's pretty even in terms of offliners. They dropped the double Hadouken as well. I think they're going to send the Chen creeps back. There's no way they're going to bring them down. So really just good job giving harass to this bottom lane. They didn't do too much tower damage there. In fact, they didn't touch it at all. 3 HP gone, but still, I feel like they rotated everybody down. They made sure Loda couldn't quite farm as effectively. Sure, he went back into the jungle, but still, Vega's putting on the pressure. It's 1-2 at 10 minutes in this game. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's a lot more exciting.
It doesn't feel because you have the Chen just pretty much Vega's already just 5-manning. Look at even now they're 4-man smoke ganked. They're either going to go for a gank jungle or they could go for Roshan with Chen. Looks like they're going to go for the gank.
Yeah, they are going to head down bottom. Really no vision for the Radiant team at all. This is one of the scary situations. And they're going to smoke up. And meanwhile, Mag's going to jump right in. Bulldog's going to get caught. The Ice Path will go through. Can they get the Split Earth off? He gets the split off, and now they're going to go and try to fight this. Mag's low already. No one looking for a Split Earth. Can't find a 91. There's the Pulse of it coming out. Ake really low. Pops up the stick charge. He's going to get the Grave off as well. The Hand of God comes through on the other side of the fight. Mag still in trouble. The Liquid Fire load is finally in. Missed the Cyclone. Pasha looking to fight as well as he's up in the air. Bulldog split is now done. They've only lost no one, but that is a big kill. Bulldog will be the next to fall. It looks like the disengage is coming, but they can't get out. They get off the Reactor. If EGM is still trying to get away with the chase coming out, Liquid Fire into Ake. The Ice Path just barely missed the team. One more right click. The Telekinesis comes out, and EGM saves Ake's life, but he might die for it. He's in the tree line. They can't see him. They can't get to him. S4 is super low as well. Ice Path could come out. They've got mana. They get the Ice Path onto EGM finally. Here comes Loda. Solo's low. He doesn't have any way to regen back up. He's already used the Hand of God. Loda getting hit by a couple of creeps. A couple more Satyr Tormentor and Hellbear Smasher damage coming out, but this should be the end of the engagement. I believe it turned into a 2-for-2 when it's all said and done.
Yep. And
wow.
That was one of the most long drawn-out fights I've seen in a while. I guess with Dazzle and Chen and no one having that many items, that's what happens.
And that does go in the favor of Alliance. They're not done. Sioma's going to get caught. Fairy Fire will go. He's got Macro Pyre and Ice Path, and Loda's just not going to go for it. He knows he's out of mana. If he dove a little bit further, that might have been his death. Mag was nearby with the hook shot. Top rune spot is going to be taken by Ake. Again, it's like a 2-for-2, but again, it trades in favor of Alliance because they get the split off. They don't lose Brewmaster, I don't think, anyways.
Yeah, they lost Brewmaster.
Okay,
but then they lost all the Chen creeps, which is an insane amount of gold, and
right.
It slows the Chen down. And if Vega doesn't win a team fight, they can't push a tower, and that's what Vega wants to do. So Alliance definitely comes away with that.
And that's the big thing. They got no one. He is, I think, one of the bigger net worth heroes on Vega. You can see it. He's like 4th currently. Pasha didn't go down. I'm not sure if he even used his Phantasm, but he got cycloned up in the air for like most of that fight.
Yeah, he did, and that fight would have gone. We saw the Panda barely got his split off. The CK stun was already on the way, and he would have just been dead or gotten graved, and the whole fight would have changed there.
I don't think we saw, they actually got the Ice Path off, but the follow-up Split Earth wasn't there. They had done a lot of damage. If they got the Split Earth off, Bulldog's dead, almost certainly, unless he gets the Grave off. Yep. That's the tough thing, man. We've seen this kind of lineup before from almost every team. If you can't kill a Panda before the split, you lose the fight. In almost every circumstance, they're going to get the Grave off on that Panda.
Yeah, pretty much. And Smoke Gang coming from Alliance, they're going to go into the Dyer's jungle.
There's an reward, but obviously they're not going to get spotted because they have spoke up. But still no blink for Bulldog. He's got in his Arcane, so they have some extra mana sustain.
Oh, and if they kill Chen and all his creeps, they're going to go the other way.
They're going to wrap around, and they're going to head towards top. They might just focus on the Tier 1 tower. Loda's mid. He's the only one there. It's actually impossible to bring Loda down, I feel like, unless they can get that Ice Path and that stun. They really need Pasha with the Chaos Bolt, but that's so easy to Dark Pact, honestly.
Yeah, but now look at Loda. Pings up the ward. He knows, obviously. If he's not healing up and he's spotted out, then he knows there's a ward there, and that's one of the few. It's a super good thing about Slark. You can always find out where wards are.
Yeah, they have they're going to have a vision advantage. Top lane, it looks like they're going to spot out Pasha, S4 going to town on him, or rather vice versa. Can they get one more right click? They do get the job done. Pasha comes in, and now Alliance have to back up and away. Siama's got the Ice Path in 3, no Macro Pyre, or rather, Liquid Fire ready to go. And here comes Mac. He's going to have the Battery Assault going to town. It looks like they're going to lose 2 here for Alliance. Ice Path was stolen, but here comes the Outer Rift as well, and Pasha is going to get the kill with the help of Solo in a test of faith. So just a nice turnaround fight there. And Vega get 2 big pickups, one of those being S4 going down for 13 seconds now.
Yeah, he was the first one to die. Just got caught a little bit out of position, couldn't get the blink off in time, and he goes down. Loda tries pushing middle, but still Vega is not. They've only pushed 1 tier 1 tower with Chen. Obviously, Chen's not the end-all be-all early game with his new Ags.
Siama's going to get caught. Ice Path will go. He'll try to TP out. Bulldog might have to split if he wanted to get this kill, but it's too late at that point. He said, you're fine. I'll just let you get away here for free. Okay, well, I mean, okay, you're right. The push coming out from Vega is actually not that great, but it's not like Alliance are really good at pushing either, though. That's the big issue, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And do we have... Nope, Bulldog does end up going the Arcane Boots before the Blink Dagger, so it'll slow down their wanting to team fight a little bit. They still want to go for pickups with S4, but we saw last time he did, he just got picked up in the jungle.
I feel like Mag's not really accomplishing that much on Clockwork right now.
Yeah, but luckily, I mean, they are up 6-3, and this CK is quite farmed. He almost has his armlet now with drums and treads, and that's when you just split, and you do so much with that Phantasm.
I will say that Loda is getting more out of than that because he has picked up the Might. He's up to 1,200 gold now. He can probably buy his Claymore or Shadow Amulet pretty soon. The Edict's going to go to work on the tower. He, of course, leveled up his Lightning Storm first. He actually only got 2 points in Split Earth. The damage is pretty nice with that, so I'm surprised he didn't level that up more, but he really relies heavily on the Edict to push. And they're going to TP bottom. Loda will use his Midas, clear out the creep wave, and then back up. They'll back together. And Vega, they could theoretically Roche if they wanted to, obviously with Bat Rider and Brewmaster on the other side. It's a little bit dangerous, but...
Yeah, but no one has wards on the Roche pit. No sentries, no observer wards, so both teams are blind. They're like, oh, I don't think we want to do that. And Loda does just pick up the straight Shadow Blade.
There it is. Wow, he picked that up pretty damn quickly. He actually had one component already in the courier when I was talking about him getting the Claymore. And so now he could just find pickoffs easily, but Vega are playing as 5. They're not going to get caught by a Blink Lasso or a Shadow Blade Slark, but they're going to have to trade for these towers. All the Tier 1 is now gone for Vega, or rather for Alliance, and Vega are going to lose their Tier 1 tower mid and even maybe their Tier 1 tower top lane. They might have to TP back, but at this point it's too late. I think they're just going to continue to push down bottom grid and see what they can get done with it.
It's going to be really hard to stun. We see S4 first one there, getting set up somewhere, but you know Vega has to be like, hey, he's around here somewhere.
He's sneaky. He's got the Firefly. He might look for a lasso. He doesn't have a 4-staff back, but that's the big problem. If he gets a lasso off, it's not like he can just go meet. Oh, they found him with the flare. The Ice Path does hit. Can they go for the hook shot? I don't think they want to dive this, but no one was there ready to TP, and if they did, it would still take a lot of time for them to all get there. Loda, he's going to get some illusions here. They're going to find him out. They're going to try to bring him down. They're going to back away from that Tier 2 tower. They might TP back up to the top Tier 1. Tier 2 middle is getting pressured. Alliance split pushing, ratting it up, things they usually do. Classic Alliance stuff, honestly. It's not even really ratting, but Aka's going to try to TP out. It looks like he will make it away. Pasha won't get his Chaos Bolt off in time.
Yep, and that's crazy. Vega, 5-man team push bottom. We had Ake solo hitting the tower middle, and he did way more damage to that Tier 2.
All right. Well, I feel like Loda has the potential to carry this game. I feel like they're shutting down S4 extraordinarily well.
Yeah,
they're doing a really good job of that.
The thing, yeah, S4 might just be a decoy. Loda will just he'll Shadow Blade into the back. He'll just create so much havoc in the backline and how much damage he does. It's going to be so hard to take him down.
What was the term Slacks used yesterday for S4's middle play, and it was like bait for Loda to get farmed across the map?
It was something like that, yeah. Yep. Not intentional feeding, but just being there, being a hero. People want to kill you, and now Loda's just he is. His net worth is so far above everyone else now.
I think it's more of it's less of that and more of the fact that Loda he's able to farm across the map while his team is making space so effectively.
Yeah.
So Slacks is kind of right, but at this. All right, well, actually, we have stats. I didn't even know. That's the first stat I saw of this game, and I'm just wondering, what's happening.
And,
Chaos Bolt top lane. They get the Ice Path off. Can they bring him down to Macro Pyre? Shadow Dance. He's just too tough to bring down. It's a lot of HP with Strength Treads as well. S4 now Haste Rune forces up, looking for Lasso. He's going to barely miss it on a Seoma the Slayer coming out. That was so close, and the Flame Break came through as well. He misses out on 2 kills. I don't even think they saw that haste rune.
No, and they know, like, they just saw 4 people commit to top. They're going to go straight to Roshan. Alliance is like, uh-oh, I think we kind of got caught with our pants down.
And there's nothing that Alliance could trade for here.
Yep.
The Tier 1 tower is already dead top lane. The Tier 2 tower is pretty far away pushed, so...
Yep, by them both TPing out and seeing all the rotations, that was just a perfect play from Vega.
So they're going to give it to the Lesh.
To the dark.
All right, we get a pause. Yeah. Who loves pauses, guys?
Yep.
I know I do.
The killing Roshan to pause the North American Dota Classic.
The Classic.
Bragging about it.
Yeah. Well, my mic's like stuck on the chair or something. There we go. All right. we
Audio
got it.
issues. Yes, they need their own pimp muckle for their team.
JJ, give him some help, buddy. He's too focused. He doesn't give a damn. Wow. Okay. Well, you know, I can't be a corn baron like the rest of you guys, honestly.
Yeah, and we have another smoke game coming up from S4, and they're going to find Pink.
Loda is going to get the bounce off. There's the Dark Pack. That is a hook shot onto Bulldog and Loda. They get the Centaur Conqueror, stomp, telekinesis. The Hand of God comes through. Bulldog's low. Can he get the split off the battery? So it gets him done. Loda does pick up the kill, but the Lightning Storm, the Macro Pyre that pick up Loda. He's dead now for the first time in the game. They'll steal Edict, but this is not a good fight. S4 is going to fall as well. No one getting a double kill. The Fade Bolt will go. He's about to fall, but he has the Aegis, and he doesn't even go down with 10 HP in the tank. That's a triple kill for no one. The only survivor, Ake, was not there. You have to wonder if he had a Shadow Wave or Grave, how different that fight would have been. But Vega, great hook shot from Mag, and good survivability from the rest of the team.
Yeah, it was. Even though Solo fell, he kept himself alive versus a solo Slark for so long. Just Mac heal, 2 Centaur stomps, he spread him out, and then Mag just came in, yeah. And that battery assault killed Bulldog before he could ulti. That's Vega looking strong still.
That's 2-0 victory against Alliance, looking not like a fluke. Yeah. Somehow Alliance only struggle against this team for what reason we don't know, but that seems to be the case.
Yeah, but it seems like the more run, like they're losing to this kind of pushing lineup, and just like when they lost to Moms, where they lose to those more aggressive lineups when they lost that one game, just when people run at them, they're used to running at people, and maybe they just don't know how to counter that.
Yeah. They're having some trouble. They're going to maybe have
bottom lane.
Hook shot's going to go. It's going to barely connect. They're going to get off the battery assault. He cannot split. Battery assault's good for that particular reason. The cog push, I don't know if they have the damage. The split will get off, and now Mag's actually in some trouble here. He's got the blade mail up in 6, but he's got a couple of launch charges. Sioma's going to get Cyclone up as well. They're all going to maybe rotate, but meanwhile, top lane, Aegis has been used. Loda's low to the Edict as well as Pulse Nova. He'll get healed back up. Back down bottom. The split's still going. They're looking for Mag. They're looking for Sioma. Pasha gets the kill onto EGM almost instantly mid. Mag will TP out. Bulldog got away with just about 400 HP, so that ability is down. So both fights happening across the map. Loda gets the Aegis on no one, but they find the kill for Pasha onto EGM as he's going for a Manta style.
And I just want to say, it's so, like, for any player, like any brag, just if you get hooked by a Clockwork and Cogs in, it's like, don't panic. Just attack the Cogs. Yeah, it's level 1. He attacked the Cogs twice, ran out, battery assault, didn't keep stunning him because he's next to creeps because of that. Like, as long as you don't panic, you're fine versus, like, a Clockwork THD. They're not going to kill you.
No. But, well, Sioma might get killed by Loda instead. He drops the Sentry Ward down. Ice Path just barely missed. He actually ran into it still. Sioma is 10 HP. He thought about denying himself, but instead the Force Staff from S4. They get off the Firefly. There's the battery still coming in. No one's here looking for a Split Earth. They can't quite get the kill. There's the Reality Rift in. They get the Shadow Dance off. S4 is done up for 4 seconds. They get off the grave. No, Alka can't get it there in time. The Split Earth was able to bring him down on the other side. Solo trying to solo Bulldog, but he's going to get telekinesis. He's too far away from his friends. He's got the mech. He's going to pop it off the Hand of God as well. But that will only keep him alive for a moment longer. Solo's just in a bad spot. Back top, Pasha gets up the kill onto Aka. They chase him down. They get off yet another Chaos Bolt. And Vega, they actually lose 2 for 2, but they get the higher value target for S4 going down.
Yep, they do. But, of course, Chen loses all his creeps there. He's actually really close. He's only 1.5k from his Ags this early. For Chen, that's going to be amazing with the push lineup, obviously.
I just don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was trying to ward up. I'm not sure.
I know they were pushing top, and then he just started. Everyone else TP'd, and he just ran back casually with his creeps. And
there's no way I'll die to Loda here.
Yeah,
I'm
Loda.
fine.
I was Loda looking. Loda getting the ultimate orb, so most likely going Scotty. I mean, that seems to be the Slark thing to do. And we are going to see, it looks like a mech from the Panda. Probably going to Guardian Greaves. No Ags this time. We've seen, what, like 2 or 3 Ags Pandas out of nowhere this tournament? That's been fun to watch the micro from Bambo.
He's not really getting that start.
Yeah, he's not.
To get that early Ags.
Yeah.
Now here's a question. How do you deal with the CK late game when he gets level 3 Phantasm and has all of his illusions up?
You hope Fade Bolt plus Dark Pack somehow kills those, even though they're probably going to have a Heart and a Manta and Phantasm. It's going to be really rough. You just have to hope you have the burst damage, you somehow catch them off alone. We have a smoke gank.
S4, Firefly, Lasso, force back there. Mag is going to get caught. He's got the ensnare coming out. Mag's low. Now the Hand of God, rather the mech will fly. The Hand of God on cooldown for 69. They've lost EGM already. Solo in trouble. There's the Chaos Rift, or rather the Reality Rift coming in with the Chaos Bolt. It's a combination of the two. They blow him up immediately. The Macropire going into town. Bulldog is not there to help him out. No one's low. He's got 13 Bloodstone charges. The Earth Pan is going to town with the Boulder Toss. He's still alive though, and Bulldog is back in his regular form. And another 3-second stun for Pasha, who gets up the double kill. It's about to be a 5-man wipe, but S4 is going to be able to force away now the Reality Rift. He blinks out as well. Pasha is just trying to find this. He's already popped his drum charge. He's around the corner. Can they get off the Reality Rift? They cannot. The Chaos Bolt's not there either. Still, though, they've only lost Mag for Vega, and they get 4 quick kills. Pasha is so damn difficult to deal with in every single one of these fights, and he's showing why.
Yeah, and this is just, I mean, like the three, you have like the Chen, Jakiro, Lesh, like the kind of pushing cores, and then you just have Mag supporting them. This Pasha's just farming so well. He's 2.7k now. He can go either Heart or straight into Manta if he wants, and he's just cleaning everyone up. These Ice Paths have been on point, too.
Yeah, they really
he had, like,
have.
2 4-man Ice Paths almost.
And he's going to have a Veil now. Sioma is pretty much done. He's got everything. He's got the double robe, he's got the Helm of the Iron Will, and he's got the Null Tally.
He's going to be big hand. Look at him. I'll push this wave out.
Yeah, let me just Macropire casually. It's a 60-second cooldown. He doesn't give a damn. He's up to 700 gold now. He'll TP back home. He'll get the Veil up completely. And really, at this point, they could just wait for another Roche, try to take the fight, and they're in an okay spot. But if you look at Alliance, it's now almost a 7,500 net worth deficit. Loda desperately needs the Scotty. He's dying too quickly in these fights. I feel like that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, he had to pop his Shadow Dance super early. We saw that fight, and then he just got Ice Path and burst down by Pasha, and that was it.
And the axe for Solo, is it done yet? He's close. No cigar.
Yep, and then we have he did go Manta straight up on Chaos Knight instead of getting that extra HP, and I think that's fine. Just more damage with the Reality Rift.
He is going to be a little bit low on mana. We kind of talked about this with Medusa. It's sort of similar when you get Manta first or Manta early, and you don't have like a Scotty or another mana item. He has Drum, obviously. He's got 702 mana pool. Luckily, his most of his spells are pretty spammable. Reality Rift, obviously, is only 50 mana. The Chaos Bolt, a little bit more, 140. And then Phantasm, which you're only using once in a fight, is 200. So, I mean, if he uses all of his abilities, he'll be kind of low in mana. But I don't really think he gives a damn as long as he can get off a couple of Reality Rifts in a fight.
Only CS4. He picked up the Arcane Boots. I mean, mostly meaning he's going to get that Aether Lens once he gets the other components. And he's looking for a gang. And look at, we even see Sioma just ice pathing in the trees like, oh, maybe he's here. And he was right. He is here.
There's the Flame Break going. Pasha's going to get pushed back, and then the Blink immediately away from S4.
Ooh, and a BKB on Leshrac. I love that as the second item here versus that team.
They don't really have a way to kill him now.
No, they really don't. And he has 13 Bloodstone charges because he hasn't died since he's got the Bloodstone.
He was close.
Yep,
in that top fight.
There's a 2 close people, but, you know, close isn't good enough.
Loda is trying to deal that right-click damage, but again, he doesn't have the Scotty yet. He's got the Shadow Blade. He does a decent amount if he can get some Essence Shift stacks. The longer fight goes, the more likely he can get the kill. But I don't see that happening with a full 10-second BKB duration. Even if they like lasso him, they have to get it before the BKB is up. So Alliance are going to have a tough spot. And there it is. There's that Aether Lane you were talking about.
Yep, that's just, I mean, the increased magic damage. That's about all you need it for. And it's really good. Obviously the lasso, but just a bonus. And I think Dire they're just waiting for that Roshan. They know they're not going to lose a fight at Roshan unless something magically goes terribly wrong, and I think they're fine with just farming until then.
Yeah, they're not really pressured. Late game wise, obviously both teams pretty good, but again, they have no real way to deal with Pasha's illusions. He's going to get a Vitality booster, and like you talked about, it is going to be that hard of Trask.
Yep, and Solo has it. That road. He will have his Aghanims now, and look at he's going to pick up the chicken and go straight to the double stack camp and get an Ancient Granite Golem.
Get that Granite Golem, that 50% HP. How do you, like, that's even harder to kill Pasha and Noah now.
If you just want to click the Golem on him even, that's perfectly fine.
Mud Golem's going to, like, run in and die, and the Ice Shard, or the Shard Golems will die quickly as well. That was a little awkward, but still, he gets up the Granite Golem. He could probably take up the Ancient Thunderhide as well if he wants the Frenzy for the bonus attack speed, which he can grab it in another 10 seconds, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does so.
Yeah, it looks like he will. He'll just want to keep the Wolf with him.
Great faces. Really good stuff. That's some classic stats manning right there.
Isn't.
Well,
I
Shout
just
out
don't
to
even know what to
Squadron.
say. I'm just amazed. One man can do so much for Dota. Thanks,
He's
Slacks.
the corn baron. Listen. All right.
And we do have the Scotty up on Slark now, so he has survivability. I mean, obviously, once he gets hits, Eshen's shift, builds his damage, does that, and you need that survivability. If Loda gets blown up again, this could be the beginning of the end, and already they're just
They're like,
pushing
we'll
bottom.
just got to push bottom tier 3 tower.
Yeah,
You're gonna take
we don't
that
need
tier
Rosh.
2. We don't really care about it. They even popped Phantasm. They get off the armlet as well for it. He pops Manta Illusions. This tower is going to die very quickly. Liquid Fire. They've got Edict. Alliance are like, I'm going to throw out a Fade Bolt. It does no damage. Somebody help me.
Yeah, and this Drunken Haze is actually slowing this push down a lot. Surprisingly, that's, I guess, one decent counter. They
Now
still
they
lose
jump
the
in.
tower.
They miss out the last one. S4 gets destroyed. Dead for 52. He's got buyback, and he's going to have to use it. He didn't even get the lasso off, so that's luckily for him. But still, they're going to lose at least the Rex because of this. Bulldog's going to jump in, looking for the split. Does no damage with the clap. No one still has his BKB. They're going to telekinesis up on solo. They should have the Hand of God. They do. No one pops the BKB. Sioma's getting caught in the backline by Loda. Can they bring him down? Hand of God's going to go. The bear split's still going to work. Loda popped his Shadow Blade. He's still at full health now, but look at the damage. The Edict, the right click, the Ice Path. See you later, Loda. Sioma gets the kill. It's a killing spree. Bulldog is now back into his bear form, and he's dead for 52 seconds. And just like that, they get a set of racks. They get a huge team fight. They cannot continue to push unless they wanted to go straight for tier 4s, as that tier 2 middle is still there. But Vega are looking outstanding.
They are. They're just taking. I mean, they lost to EG kind of convincing yesterday, but Alliance, they're looking. It's like they just picked back up on that 2-0, and it's a best of 7 or something versus them. They're looking amazing.
Yeah, Vega are hitting every team fight ability. They're hitting their stride. They're finding the ganks. They're making the right decisions. Almost any other team, I feel like, would be like, let's back to Roche. We don't need to try to push this tier 3 tower.
And they just did that. And also, during that fight, no one actually blocked Loda's pounce when he was invisible, and it got him the kill after he came back, and that was just huge. No one playing like he should be.
And this should be his Aegis. It will be. So he's got a BKB on top of the 16 Bloodstone charges.
Yep, and no one actually has a Shiva's Guard here, I believe.
Dear Lord.
In 300.
This is a farmer to Vegas Squadron team. Chaos Knight has got 2,000 on top of his Vitality booster. I don't think he's got anything in the... yeah, he doesn't have anything on the Courier yet, but it's probably going to be hard. I'm almost certain it's going to be hard next.
It's going to be rough. I think this goes back to Vegas draft. They got to first pick that the Chen, which is almost nearly a direct counter in the mid game to a Bat Rider, because he just blinks in. And with like Chen creeps, all their stuns they have, they just
he's ready
kill
for
him.
micro.
Yeah.
It's just like ensnare, like thunderclap, whatever. They've used like even a mud golem. He's like, throw me the boulder toss and see what happens.
And look at this. They're just barreling down mid now.
This is one of the, I don't want to say worst games for S4 that I've seen. It's not like he's playing that poorly. It's just like Vega are counting him super heavily. It's just a bad game for him. I mean, we even saw the Lion game yesterday.
Yeah, I think Vega's just playing, Alliance is playing well, but Vega's playing almost optimally at 100%.
Yeah, with this strategy they have, they're hitting pretty much everything they need to hit. They're going to find the last tier 2 tower in the game. They'll continue the push. They've got Phantasm up and ready to go, and boom, there it is. And he's going to get right up to the high ground. I'm not sure if he got the extra Phantasm or not. I don't believe he did. He did, actually. I think he got the 4th one. Now the Blink Lasso S4. Going to pull back no one. They're going to force him back even further. He's got the BKB. He's got the Aegis. They're going to just mech him up as well. But this is just creating space. Bulldog's going to come in, and Pasha's already doing some serious work to this Rax. No one pops the BKB. The Pulse Nova. They get off S4. They destroy him with Reality Rift. And Loda's going to have to Shadow Dance. The Hand of God going again. Solo's just trying to deal with the Brewlings at the backside. The Cyclone is up onto Sioma, and they're still just outlasting this team fight. They get off the Grave, hook shot onto Ake. The Ice Path will go. Bulldog will fall momentarily as the Grave is going to end. Lotus had to back away. He pops up the Shadow Blade. He's going to try to go to work. They pop up the Veil, though, and that is it. GG as Loda dies almost instantaneously. Vega have taken game number 1 in outstanding fashion, Grant. That was amazing play from them.
Yeah, it really was. Vega just... That Chen, their first pick, Chen, when you first pick here, you want him to have that, and he got, the first 4 kills in the game, and then he just created, took it to a little bit later, and he just built so much space for the team.
What is Slacks? What is this? Slacks, great game. Slacks was up like that one last freaking stat that he has to just
It's
get
almost
in there.
like Vega didn't win with that stat.
I mean,
I just don't know
it's
anymore.
not. I mean, nobody won with that stat, let's be honest.
It was just Vega. They played there. I mean, look at, he has the Warcraft 3 Chen icon as his avatar.
Yeah, there you
He's
go.
going to want to play Chen, and good draft, perfect play. It's not like Alliance played bad. They just got outplayed.
Move out of the
outplayed.
way, Ake-chan. Solo's here, and he's here to stay. That is a fantastic game for him, 11.9 fantasy points. That's a metric that we don't really give a damn about. But anyways, we're going to jump into a quick break. This is, of course, PIA Captain's Draft 3.0 presented by DC and moonducktv. With that, game number 2 is going to be right around the corner. We'll see if Alliance can tie this bad boy up. We're going to send it to an ad break and then back to the couch pretty soon. See you guys soon.